Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry
Don't you
no more.
cry no more.
So, last time we left off, our boys, Stephen and Matt, were in a deep, deep sleep within the deepest parts of the Umbra. But somehow, some way, they managed to find themselves in an alternate future, ruined by the creatures that deviate reality to such a degree that it was broken beyond repair. A future where Montreal hasn't survived. A future where Stephen confronted a few of his worst fears, and now they both walk up to the cross upon the highest point within Montreal, where they see a man wearing monk robes, oddly enough, Buddhist monk robes, on a closer inspection, if they were made by Adidas, hashtag Adidas, and he has a coyote mask on. This individual starts revealing his face as being a paler version of Aline that has 3 eyes, 6 pairs of hand, 6 hands, and each hand having eyes in its palm. The eyes look like they have circles within them in a very unnatural way, like looking into the rings of samsara themselves. And upon reaching speaking distance, the stranger greets you too. Well, deviants of this reality, congratulations. You have solved the problem that I was facing, and thus I owe you answers to some of your questions. You look like, for whatever reason, a dead man that I used to know, talking to Stephen. But you I do not know at all, referring to Matt.
The fuck are you? Why should we ask you any questions? And what have we done that what have we done that solves your problem? What was your problem in the first place?
I am brother Alin Werner Bani Chakravanti, or rather, the ascended form. I'm an avatar now. I used to be a mage a few thousand years ago. My death has happened for so long, I don't even remember myself.
You are Aline from our future, from this dark future.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I won't let this happen to you.
Perhaps. But for your second question, I can't pass on until my problems were solved. And, well, this individual that looks like the Steven that I know, well, he took care of both of them.
I had some help.
Indeed.
Listen, I just want to get the fuck out of here. I want to go back to Glasgow. I want to solve the problems there. So just let us know, how do we go back home? I just don't want to be here anymore. There's stuff we need to take care of.
Very well. That one is easy. You two hitch a ride with me. And, well, you'll end up, I'm not gonna lie, in a place called the Shadowlands. A realm filled with ghosts and the recent departed. But as soon as you get there, do you have an Aline in your world? That's still alive, that is.
Yes.
Does he know enough magic to travel through other worlds?
I believe he does.
I turn around. I'm looking at Steven, and I'm like, yeah. Well, what do you think? You think he does? Well,
he could certainly appear
Last
and
ti-
disappear and go to other places, but when he talks about it, I don't understand what he says. If he
Yeah.
can go to the Shadowlands, then
he gave us a trick somehow earlier, and we got stuck in here. So I guess it's not perfect. I guess it's not top level yet.
yeah.
Unfortunately, that wasn't Aline's fault. There is a darkness attached to your soul, stranger. A darkness that warps the reality around you in this place, and unfortunately, it landed you here by mistake.
You see Matt is like, he's pissed. He's like, fuck, and then kicks on the ground. Fuck that shit. I'm tired of this shit. I'm going back. Please just let us know how we can get back home. I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that shit. Fucking
Right.
curse. Fucking defend these.
Right. If alternate Stevens says it's true, then call up Aline and say the numbers 616. He will know how to get you back.
Thanks.
I turn around. I look at Steven. I say, I throw in my cell phone. I say, use that.
I just have one question before we leave.
Sure.
Julie warned me not to trust the Verbena. She said they weren't even really Verbena, but pretending to be. Can you tell me any more about how the world comes to this state, or about the source of the faceless people that when we get home we're going to seek out in order to stop this? Can you give me any advice? Point me in the right direction?
Well, the simple answer would be Nefandi. Nefandi are to blame. But the more complicated answer is there is no true way of knowing if the exact sources are the same or not. But I definitely know that Nefandi created this issue. I just don't know
Right.
exactly how they did it in your world.
Hey, Matt. Maybe we should find out who gave you those bad drugs. Maybe we'll get some answers from them. I'm willing to bet that Nefandi had their hand in that.
Yeah, but we did. We went to my pusher's place, and he wasn't there. Was nowhere to be found.
Right, yeah.
And there is these other dudes as well. You know, I have this little thing in my bag. I call them. They're the dream speakers, and they're here to, you know, in Glasgow. They go after. I told you about the guys. They go after the Nefendis. So I led a guy to my pusher's apartment. The next thing I know, he's nowhere to be found. And then other thing I know is that the Akami brotherhoods are running after me. So I feel like something happened to my pusher for some reason. So who are to blame? The Akami, the Verbena. It's not an easy thing to tackle. But first, let's just go back to Glasgow. Yeah, let's go home. Call Helene right away. Let's go back home, and then we're trying to figure this shit out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, grab on. And the world shifts to a more drawer place. Alright, you can call him here.
All right. Stephen opens up the phone, punches in, or finds Elaine's number, calls him up. Speakerphone.
Yo.
Elaine, we reached the top of the mountain, or the cross, and we met someone that seemed like we could trust, and he told us that he would take us to some Shadowland, and that once we arrived here, we should phone you and tell you a number so that you'd be able to recall us home.
Okay.
That number is 616.
Are you sure?
That's what he said.
Okay.
You sound doubtful.
No, I know what that means. It's just I'm kind of scared about who that might be. Was it me?
He said it was you. A future version of you that was changed.
Yeah. Okay. I should have expected a nightmare me. Hold on. This might be a bit rough for you because you're gonna wake up now. And both of you open your eyes and you hear first and foremost the the sound of a measuring apparatus for the heart with a tick, 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 tick. Your heart going faster. You see that you're in an infirmary with IVs stuck to your hands and breathing apparatuses and another apparatus that kind of regulates your urine. So
Are we in hospital?
it looks like an infirmary, not a hospital per se.
I take a look around. I see Steven besides me waking up, and I'm like, Steven,
Hey. Hey.
hey, what's up?
Oh,
What's the deal? I think we're back to reality here now.
wow.
Yeah, but yeah, it's cold. I know it's cold, but listen, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't want to deal with the police. I don't want to deal with
Shit,
nobody.
yeah.
I don't want to deal with nothing at all.
Fucking right.
Let's get the fuck out of here. So, I will just take a look around and trying to figure out. My intention is to hear if I hear anything, or if I see anything that might help to be able for us to get out there, like a window, or if there is like a nurse or a door.
Well, it's not a nurse. Aline is apparently sleeping in a chair.
Hey,
Hmm?
yo, Steven, is that Aline right there?
That's him. Let's get him up.
Yo,
Yo!
wake up.
Oh,
What's going on? What's going on, man?
You're finally awake. Jeez. That
You're
was a
finally
long-
awake. You were lying there fucking dreaming.
I mean, it's been 2 months. Like,
Wow. So it's, oh my
What?
God. What so it's like July right now. Jesus Christ.
yeah, the 1st of July.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Crazy.
Where's
Like,
Julie?
That's a good question, man.
ah, why?
I have to see her.
I think old pal here has a crush on her or something.
Well,
And then I sit beside the bed, and I start taking off the thing on my body. And then I
Steven
stand
does the same, blushing a
up,
little.
I stand up and I stretch.
okay, you know where the thing for your piss goes, right?
Ah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that.
I don't mind.
So-
I don't mind that, and I just kick the shit away. I'm like, oh man, and then I go up to Aline and like, yo, thank you, Aline, and thank you, man, thank you for bringing us back. But where are we? I mean, how did we get back?
I
What
mean,
happened?
I got you back. I mean, it was touch and go for a while, and I had to clean up all of the bad juju that you had on your soul by myself. So, one of those IVs is filled with holy water. So, yeah.
Dude, I have medicine I need to take every day. Did you
Yeah.
manage to get that around? Do I have
the
some?
IV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I had to drip feed it to you since, well, you are in a coma. You know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I kept on trying to wake you up, and neither of you two could wake up. And I tried a lot of things. And from time to time, I get these phone calls from you, and that's the only real reason that I knew that you were somewhere alive.
Wow, man. Thank you, Aline. You are a master.
Listen.
Like,
Yeah, man. You're. Yeah. Thank you, man. You know your shit. Now, I have this bullshit on my soul, like you're saying, and I take my medicine for that, and then I want to get rid of it, and I need to find a way. I need to find a way to solve this issue. Now we got some cue out there that the verbena might not be the verbena anymore. They might have been corrupted by some Nefendi, and so since my pusher gave me the drug to turn me into an Effendi somehow, I feel like there was that drug that went on the street. And so many people might gonna be turning into an Effendi soon, especially in the club scene, especially in the around the Acme. But the thing is that is the Acme responsible for this or the verbena? That we don't know yet. So I mean we need to go back to Glasgow. Well, where are we anyway?
Yeah, you're in the infirmary within the cathedral.
Mm.
I
I guess the celestial chorus has nothing to do with this.
No, but I guess
How do you know that though? How do you know that? Maybe these damn celestial chorus are behind this whole thing.
I'm going to have to call Julie to explain a few things to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to her right now, but I guess it can't be helped. Oh well. He calls up Julie. He's like, "Yeah, they're both awake. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, come over. Mm-hmm. Bye, bye. Okay, she's coming over.
great.
Lynn looks kind of sad when he says she's coming over.
Is something wrong, Aline?
She'll explain it when she comes here.
Stephen crosses his arms and his fingers go white as they dig a little into the flesh. He walks over to the window and looks out at it without speaking, but in the process concealing his face.
And oddly enough, after not even 5 minutes of waiting, Julie appears like she won the lottery. Hey, there's my harem. What's up, boys?
Julie! Stephen rushes over to her and puts both his arms around her and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you're safe."
Why wouldn't I be?
You were in the dream. It was a horrible dream of the future, and we met you there, and you were different, corrupted, monstrous, and I, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Julie. I put an end to you. I broke your neck, and there was nothing else to do. But I swear I'm not going to let that happen. That's not our future. Whatever it takes. The running stops now. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad that the Matt over there woke up. Hi. I'm Julie. Pleasure to finally meet you. So, did Aline say anything yet?
Very, very little, actually. He told us you'd explain. You had some things to explain to us.
Right.
Aline was quite secretive about it. So, and actually, I'm kind of in a hurry. I mean, I had a count. I have the Damocles fucking sword over my head. Let's get this shit over with. I want to know, and I want to get rid of that bullshit as soon as possible. I want my Glasgow back. I'm tired of this shit. I just want to keep. I would just want to go to my ordinary life, you know. Like this shit seems to be way too complicated for no reason. And my pusher, motherfucker, are gonna beat his ass up. That's for sure. I have contacts, you know. I have contacts in the Hakame Brotherhood there. Nah, man, this ain't right.
Right.
This ain't right.
Right. So, you may or may not have heard, but if Aline hasn't said anything, I will be the one that says it. So, unfortunately, at the day that you two went nappy, the Verbena attacked.
They attack what? Whom?
Well, among others, you two. And everyone here in the church. Well, Aline saved your asses. Lucky for him. And we kind of beat the Verbena. And
Right on.
their leader, Agatha, is now being detained by a certain officer that arrested you, my dear.
Captain Blythe, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
He was a hard man.
He got his little trophy. So, due to the valiant efforts of the Order of Hermes, now I'm the primus of Glasgow. I run the whole mage community, and everyone is basically in rent, paying rent to me. Oddly
Wait a
enough.
second. Wait a second.
Uh,
Wait a second. You're saying that since you had this little situation against the Verbena here with the Celestial Chorus, and that you get some help from Captain Blight to capture their leaders, you are now running the mage community? What do you mean?
Well, Captain Blight didn't actually help. We gave her to Captain Blight. It was a more elaborate plan to gain funds in order to ensure that, well, Aline's pet project of fixing reality would get off the ground. We needed a certain space to be constructed. And to do so, it was in someone's territory, the Verbena. And wouldn't you know, the Verbena, since they were kind of cray-cray and attacked the Celestial Chorus, we seized that opportunity. And hit the two birds with one stone, as it were.
What would the police want with this Agatha woman?
Yeah, Agatha was kind of a bitch. She screamed something like death to all men.
And what about the Celestial Chorus? I mean, why would they give you leadership like that?
Well, we had to pick up their pieces since there was apparently some infighting between several faction leaders within the Celestial Chorus, and of course, the Order of Hermes had to mediate it. And since, well, they ran into some issues with your old friends, the Snake Gang.
Yeah, I was about to talk about these guys. These guys are not gonna let no stranger coming from nowhere arrive in Glasgow and fucking rule everything. So, do you know anything about what's going on with the Akame Snake Gang and like with my ex-pusher who sold me the drug? Any intel?
Well, they were trying to fix the timeline. Oddly enough. But since they ran into this turf war between the various factions within the Celestial Choir while searching for, oddly enough, you personally and your pusher, well, things got out of hand at a few points. So we had to intervene and negotiate terms, and we got to a solution where we chilled everyone the fuck out.
I see. Divided to conquer. What a great hermetic strategy. Listen, well, I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad to be on your side if it's all true. But have you heard about the dream speakers in town? Looking around for the Nefendi, and like they are dealing with all kind of shit. As far as I'm concerned, they are the people who actually dealt with my pusher. So they might be on something as well. Any intel about them? Have you spoke with them? They're from East Europe, most of them.
Well, yeah. They met up with the Snake Eater and essentially divided Glasgow into various territories where certain members of the Cult of Ecstasy and certain members of the Dream Speakers had to go there in order to fix the various problems as they arrived.
So it sounds like all that remains to be done is to find and eliminate the Nefandi, who Elaine's future avatar told me in the dreamscape were the ultimate cause of the crisis that the world faces.
Yeah, and that's the biggest issue that we have so far, since even if after everything that both myself and Aline did to somewhat stabilize everyone's shit while we were actually looking for the cause of the problem, they're the hardest people to find, since they tend to be appearing periodically in the space between worlds, almost like between the waking world and the Umbra. But like
The Umbra
pocket dimensions.
is the Umbra that place where we were, the dreamscape, the future Montreal. Is that what you call the Umbra?
Part of it, yes. You are in small parts, since, well, to put it bluntly, you two are still mages, you're not gods. But you arrived in parts of the Umbra. The Umbra is bigger than you might think,
I see.
can comprehend, rather.
Look, guys, I am not used to this kind of shit. All I really want is to go back to my studio and do my dancing and chilling. And but I know right now something is bad because I concerning the Nifendi. And I mean, I'm looking at you, Julie. You seem to have a lot of power. I mean, you're with the Hermetics. I heard all kinds of crazy and cool shit about them. I don't care about them. All I really want is that we can solve this issue once and for all. And also, what I want is to go back to my normal life. Like, I'm pretty sure nobody here wants to be, caught up in some Nifendi war or something. Maybe it's too late already. Maybe we are in it. And maybe we just need to take care of them. But, I mean, I just don't know where to start. I feel like the enemy is not the... I think that the enemy might be the goddamn dream speakers. They came from out of nowhere. These guys, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. They gave me this little bubblehead thing, and now they are everywhere. Like, they can go in between spaces and stuff. And they seems to arrive in Glasgow exactly the same time that the Nifendi did, and they are claiming that they are hunting them. I mean, I'm saying fuck that shit. I want to know more. I want to know more. I'm pretty sure that they are behind all this, and they got rid of the pusher, not because of the drug, because I don't know, because they wanted a reason for us not to blame them or something.
Maybe they were just hiding one of their own.
Like, all that is possible. I just don't know where to start. Any pissed, any clue? What should we do first?
Point us in the right direction.
Yeah, well, point us in the right direction. That's easy to say.
Well, it's not so much a right direction, but it's a direction that I can give you.
Look, I still have the bubble head right now. Let's speak to them. So I get inside. I'm looking. I see my bag next to the bed. Grab my bag. Grab the bubble head thing, and I'm like, brr, brr. They're supposed to come here. They're supposed to appear. They told me.
Okay.
Brr,
oh shit!
And you see a bunch of Eastern European dudes all wearing Adidas track shirts, appearing wearing coyote masks.
Oh man!
Stephen immediately stops into an aggressive stance, and he's browsing that. His jaw juts forward ever so slightly. His eyes narrow.
Like, yo, guys, what's up, guys? Now let's speak for real. I want to know what happened to my pusher. And I also want to know what's up with the Nifendi situation in Glasgow. We need to find out more. So what do you have to say? And stop with the riddles. Stop with the riddles and all that crap. Like, give us some answer, please. Shit's going down.
It's time for real talk.
Okay. One of them reveals his face and says, "Sup, I'm Vali. I'm leading this cabal. So, your pusher, well, unfortunately, he was an Effendi himself. And for whatever reason, he figured out that he was going to be hunted by us. Well, not us per se, but by someone. So he was already waiting, and he had a dog for whatever reason. It was really weird. He killed the dog, and some death curse like thing happened that killed one of us, and then he fled, leaving several of the faceless men behind.
So, I mean, I've been knowing this guy for years. So he became an Effendi over time. Because I swear to God, this dude was, I would have felt it. I would have felt something from this guy. And I've never felt anything from this guy. That must be something recent.
It can be something recent, since did he ever give? I do remember you saying something about a new drug, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And this was recent. So maybe, that drug was about the time he. Yeah.
He took some of his own merchandise.
I see.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
Flavio,
Yeah.
Can we tell, because you said this guy removed his mask,
Yeah.
can we tell if they are speaking in earnest or if he's being deceptive?
You can make a perception empathy.
Sound. I'm sorry, I don't have the fucking sheet up yet. Because I'm an idiot. Alright. Perception 3. Empathy. Oh, empathy 0. Did you forget it was World of Darkness you were playing, Colin? Alright. So I lack the necessary ability. Is there a difficulty modifier associated with that?
No. It's just a standard difficulty.
Difficulty 6?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that is a fail.
He has a very stern and serious look on his face. You can't tell
Right.
if he's lying or telling the truth. He's way too good with his social mask.
Okay, worth a go.
All right, listen. Now, concerning the Effendi situation in Glasgow, what's up now? Steven and I have been out for like 2 months. So what's up? Is there still like the faceless people? It's been growing stronger, louder? What's up with that? And how come did you guys met before? I mean, and I'm talking to Julie and the leader at the same time.
Julie is like, I can answer that one. Since while I was recruiting Aline to our cause, I met them. through my searches to find capable people in dealing with this faceless people threat. And while on my recruitment drive, I found Vali.
Oh, oh, I see. So you guys have been working together since the beginning.
Not beginning, but recently.
All right. So I guess you guys already have a plan because I mean, we just woke up. We just woke up. It's total mystery right now.
Unfortunately, the plan isn't that complicated. We just divided Glasgow into multiple squares, and we had one dream speaker with one cultist of ecstasy fixing each square at a time.
What do you mean by fixing? What do you mean by fixing square?
Well, as you well know, the faceless people can appear suddenly out of nowhere. And there's a very distinct noise that they make while they transform into said faceless people. And we try to deal with that occurrence and revert them back to regular people.
How do you guys do that? It's like a cleaning. It's like a cleaning process.
We essentially use a special type of gun.
A special type of gun?
Yes. It looks like a regular barcode scanner, but it creates a very loud noise that, from what Aline said, ensures that the victim returns to its previous state.
So if there's a cure and we encounter one of these creatures, we can't in good conscience just destroy them. I mean, I'm glad there's a cure, but that makes things more complicated.
Well, so far we've contained the situation since we've been working at it for a few months now. It's just, unfortunately, the real perpetrators tend to obfuscate their presence from us, which makes everything a lot harder to deal with. And we want to get on the proactive side instead of the reactive side.
Good idea. Matt, these guys have achieved a lot in the 2 months we've been away, but I think they're a bit too bureaucratic to move quickly. Can you guys tell us?
What do you mean,
I mean, bureaucratic. It's like everything has to involve conferences and discussing it with every other faction and crafting special devices. We don't have time for that. We've seen, you and I, we've seen what will happen if this isn't dealt with quickly. I think we should trust the evidence of the dream world. And we should, if you guys can tell us where, we should go to wherever these Verbena used to hang out. We search that place for clues, for links to the Nefandi, for evidence of the drug you were taking. See if there's any tabs lying around. We might even find a phone book or a diary or something that leads us to someone these guys haven't uncovered yet. Julie, of the dream world, and at this, Stephen casts a kind of pained look at the Julie in front of him. The Julie of the dream world said it was the Verbena, but they weren't really Verbena. And we met a creature called Hagatha there, who was up to no good and dispatched her. Something about the Verbena stinks.
Yeah,
And
but when you say she was up to no good, actually she was in prison. She was locked, isn't it?
no, that was the girl from Montreal, the sacrifice that we freed years
Oh,
ago.
you're right. I get it. Was the one who was, yeah, you're right. Okay, I see. Okay. I got it. I mean, it's your memory, guy. So I'm sorry.
That's all right. It was confusing enough for me. So if you guys can tell us where the Verbena as a group, or where this Agatha individual used to lurk around.
They usually chill outside the city, on the countryside. Is that correct? I mean, usually they hang out outside. They have some old pagan sites, not so far from Glasgow, maybe 45 minutes, an hour. What north?
Yeah.
Can you lead us there?
No, never been there. Oh.
Technically, they have a club as well, but we've searched the club. However, the club that they were hanging out didn't hold any clues, but there was another place, a system of caves that we couldn't truly search, since they tend to be really labyrinthine and we can't spare the manpower, called the Buchanan Galleries. It's a vast underground network filled with Celtic stones.
And is it out in like under Glasgow? Like
Yes.
it's under the city?
Yes. Under even the metro way.
Damn it. Oh shit, this is old school. Well,
This is promising.
yeah, promising. Yeah, promising my ass. I mean, and fuck, man. Yeah, man. It feels like the dragon's belly. We're going right into the dragon's belly. I don't want.
Oh, we should take a backpack full of food and a compass for sure. But
well,
it smells right to me.
Yeah, it smells right to you. Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, man, we have no fucking choice. Listen, and what about the Akami? What about the snake eater? I mean,
those fucking cum smuggling spaz charmers.
Yeah, well, I can talk to them. I know them.
Yeah,
They know me.
Oddly enough, they've been a great help in our efforts to deal with the faceless ones.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us, we need both them, and Julie points to Vali and his crew, and them to deal with the problems that are appearing topside. At best, I might spare Aline to help to join in your search downstairs, but other than him, I need every able person here to deal with things as they arise.
No offense to Aline, you're awesome, but as a close scrap in a dark tunnel, really your style?
Aline's like, like, it's not so much my style, but I have weapons and armor.
All right. Be glad to have you along.
Weapons and armor? What do you guys mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I did present myself as a celestial choir from the Alexandrian Society. I did say that.
You did say that, didn't you, Eileen?
Yes, I did. And by that, they kind of made me a paladin.
What? Oh my god.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
um,
and then Julie made me part of the Hermetic order as well. I didn't want that, but
Jesus Christ, you guys are full of secrets. Listen, I mean, and then you see Matt is like start to dress up with his, you know, normal clothes and street style clothing and stuff, and he's like, look, guys, I don't care about your status and your bullshit and your political layers and shit. I don't really want to go there. I don't honestly. I'm like, yeah, and so, but I have the Damocles sword over my head. I have the Damocles sword over my head, so I will do it. I will go there, and I'm not wearing no armor, and I'm not carrying no weapons. I don't need none of that bullshit. Maybe this guy Steven there, who seems to be rusty a little bit. Maybe he does need a little armor and a little, and then he starts laughing. It's like, and then he pulls his pants up, and then at this moment, there's an old Indian kind of yogi guy, you know, half naked with a white thing around his waist, super tan with an afro, and he has like some kind of piercing in his nose, and he's just goes like that. There's a door, like the corner of a door, you know, for the infirmary, and he goes like that, and he looks at you, Steven, and he's like, and he has the voice of the Chinese dude with the trucker hat. And he's like, how do you like being laughed at, boy? How do you like being laughed at, boy? How do you like to be laughed at, boy? And then he just melt into like stardust, and just there's some wind, and he just goes by the window.
Well, as the guy's voice starts to slow down, Steven tenses up, gets annoyed, scrunches up his features a little. His muscles tense, he's not happy. He's tightening up, and then as the guy starts to melt and turn into dust, something snaps in Steven's head, and he throws back his high head, laughing his head off, tears streaming down his face. And he remembers the night he awakened long ago, when he realised that all his possessions and his status that he'd built up as his ego were ultimately meaningless, and so was his ego. And so the funniest thing about Steven being laughed at is the fact that Steven takes it seriously when he really shouldn't, because we're all at the end of the day going to melt away into dust. And so Steven throws back his head, laughing, has to lean back on the bed, and wipes the tears away from his eyes. I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just a fucking mess.
and at this moment, Matt said, "Damn right, you're a fucking mess." And then he give you a high five kind of thing, shake your hand, and he raise you up the bed. And it's like, come on, get dressed, man. You got some Nifendi's ass to kick and some shit like that. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
I want to get done with this shit.
well,
Turns around, he looks at Julie, and is right. Okay, so girl, when should we get started?
Well, get dressed. I'm pretty sure you're famished after a long coma of eating just the IVs all the time. So get dressed, eat, drink, and once you're all that, I'll have Aline get you to the entrance to the caves.
Sounds.
Oh, as Stephen's like putting on his clothes and stuff, he checks the pocket where he secreted the wooden shards of the spirit Hagatha's shattered torso that he put away there when he blew her chest open. Are they still there? Have they come back with us into the physical world?
Nope.
Oh well.
Not in the physical world.
Right.
That says a lot more than you need to know, but not in the physical world. Anyway, so
Okay.
as you get out of the infirmary, you see that it's like the whole church has been renovated, fresh coat of paint. Everything looks blingier, shinier. There's a lot more priests and nuns there running around, making sure that everything is in top shape. And you're led to the mess hall, where
As we walk through the corridors, Matthew sees a kind of a phantom, or almost sees it, like something barely glimpsed out the corner of his eye. But when he turns to look, it's gone. But he can vaguely hear a voice and a guitar in his head that has a special personal quality, and he knows that no one else is going to hear it. And the voice chants, "As I looked at the walls of Glasgow Cathedral where vandals and angels painted their names, I was clutching at straws and wrote your initials while parish officials were safe in their homes." And as they walk past, the voice and the busker-like guitar fades away with a sense of nostalgia and familiarity.
And you're essentially led to the mess hall, filled with all those that are left behind by society, forgotten, unwanted, unloved, in need of hope where there is none. And then there's Saline that's just eating and playing video games with the other hand.
I meet Aline, and start to eat myself as well. I sit down, I look around, I put my earbuds in, and I start to listen to some, but only in one ear, so I can keep talking. I'm listening to some music in one ear, and it's just loud enough so I can hear the other people talking as well. And I kind of dance, by myself. I mean, as I eat, I just groove, like that. And then I'm looking at Aline's playing video game, and I playing some Japanese RPG. And then I'm turning around, and then I'm looking at Stephen. And I say, "You know what, Stephen? I never thought this would lead us, to like some cave under Glasgow." Also,
Mm.
I never thought I would wake up one day with an Effendi aura that I need to take pills to kind of control. And also, I never thought I would be caught up in some reality war bullshit where I have hallucination and I see the world collapse on me. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. But man, I just want to get this shit solved somehow. I mean, I just want to be able to go back to my usual daily routine. I was just having fun, dancing in the clubs, surviving on my own urban lifestyle. Now I have to deal with some metaphysical bullshit. I think I understand why you left Montreal after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Honestly. This shit is heavy. This is some heavy shit.
Well, I hope you get your life back. I don't know if you will, but I do know one thing that I can tell you. There's no rest for those who run. And you've chosen not to.
Yeah, I chose not to.
That is hopeful.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at you and I see your past coming back at you. I saw the visions out there. Shit is nasty. Shit is nasty. When you run away from your problem, I mean, they linger. They linger. Shadows linger.
They run right behind you.
All the time. All the time. And even when the sun comes down and you feel like they're gone, it will rise up again and it get back at you. And then I take my glass of water and I'm saying, cheers to that.
Cheers. To better dreams.
To better life.
Mm-hmm. Stephen gets fired right into the grub.
Aline is like, for ponies, and drinks his vodka.
I'm surprised you can type for all the vodka you drink.
Vodka is water in Russian. But since I'm Romanian, that doesn't matter anyway.
So, if we're going to go underground, I think we should take some supplies. A rucksack full of food, a compass each. I don't have any money for that kind of stuff, though.
You don't.
Do you think the church might be able to help us out, Elaine?
But I do. I have enough money for whatever you need.
Oh, yeah? How did you make your money?
Have you ever heard of cryptocurrency?
Oh, get out of here.
That would be right, Elaine. That would be.
And then you see Matt grab his he wears a Benny, grabs his Benny and throw it on the ground like, get out of here. Not that Bitcoin shit.
Yeah, that Bitcoin shit.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm going with a has-been karate guy and a lame hacker down the basement of Glasgow trying to save the world? Is that what you guys are proposing right now?
I'm more of a video game player.
Oh, fuck. Get out of here, man. No, man, this is way too much. And I started laughing, and as I grabbed the table with my both hands, I was like, man, this shit. I mean, I'm still dreaming. Okay, this is some bullshit. I'm looking at Steven, I'm looking at Aline, I'm like, I'm still dreaming. This is funny. This is not. This is too much. This is probably an Effendi shit. I need my pills, and then he's looking in his pocket.
Yeah, you find the pills in your pocket, no problem.
I grab one of those. I go. I finish my water glass. And a glass of water.
Has been.
Yeah, well.
Oh, this old has been will be watching your back and down there in the tunnels.
And Aline is like, well, I am not a hacker per se. I'm more of a video game connoisseur. But that being said, well, I've been that way before being a fucking paladin. So.
Well, yeah. Well, if we have a video game paladin guy besides us, I am comfortable now. Now I am like, I mean, it's gonna be a breeze.
Just send Aline on his own. We'll stay here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably. Actually, right? Look, enough with the joking. I'm kidding, guys. We need to be strong. We need to be strong. We made a bunch. You know, what am I? I mean, I'm nothing. I'm just a dancer. Man, what am I expecting? You know.
I don't know. You sure put the moves on Agatha and the Umbra.
Yeah, well, no. I did save your ass down there. Well,
you did
up there, or where the fuck it might have been, but
different dimension. Don't worry.
Yeah, you know, now it's real. So maybe my powers are not as good here. Maybe you are better with your martial art here. We shall see. Maybe
I don't know. It's a long time.
Yeah, and maybe there's not going to be anything down there. We have no idea. Maybe we're going to go there. I mean, find some real verbena. You know, half sacrificed. You already know.
I mean,
well, part of me hopes.
Joking. I mean, you might be joking, but that might be the thing. Aline says.
That's the thing, right? I know. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, seriously, knowing them, that might actually be the thing.
Part of me hopes we don't find anything, but that's the same part of me that just avoided this issue for too long.
Yeah, well.
I really hope we do get into lots of trouble down there, because the more shit we shovel out, the less there will be to do tomorrow.
When he says that, Matt get like a sinister look on his face, turn his hat forward with the visor down. Well, get his beanie back, put it on his head, and kind of like bring it to his eyebrows. Put a second earbud in his ear, and finish his meal in silence, completely isolated, meditating on the sound of the music going tong 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 in his head, trying to focus and meditate on what's to come.
Aline says to Steven, so, how did you like the place that I hang out a lot of the time?
The Umbra?
Yeah.
Can't say I liked it much. I mean, if that was just a small corner of it, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of different things, but I like having my feet firmly on the ground rather than in the water. And Stephen glances over to Matt, who's listening to his music. Little understanding what's going on in Matt's head. The bass line of the tune you're listening to keeps going as it is, but alongside it there's a distorted version that's slightly out of time, that's slightly warbling. And as you look around the beautiful stone room that you're in with its archways and its windows, there's the second bass line comes more into harmony with the original and enriches it, making it stronger, but it doesn't quite rejoin it. It's not quite harmonizing properly with it, because at the back of your mind, deep in your heart, there's a dread of what is to come. As your thoughts go down through the floor, past the pipes, past the subway, deep into the unknown darkness, as your thoughts travel down that way, the second distorted line becomes more aberrant, more twisted, sharper in places, totally blurred in others, until it almost drowns out the original bass line. And there in the darkness, when you've forgotten where you are, you hear that busker's voice again, as if coming to you from your childhood years ago. As I looked at the walls of Glasgow Cathedral, where vandals and angels painted their names, I was clutching at straws and wrote your initials, while parish officials were safe in their hames. And you're back in the room. Perhaps. How do you feel about that?
Matt is like listening to this song that resonates. And he's even more in tune with the idea of going back to his old life. He doesn't wanna be stuck in limbo like that. Doesn't like it. It makes the beat being off. All his movements are off because he's stressed out. Doesn't like the idea of having to wait for it to come back to normal. Doesn't like neither the idea that he kind of have a part of this responsibility on his shoulders. So not changing anything, not changing the tune on his iPhone, just raise the volume a little bit more and make this music his own. To feel the fire within him is going to give him the courage to face the issues ahead. He opens his eyes and, take the beanie a little higher and looks at Aline, who's focusing on this video game, Japanese RPG, Xenogear 2, actually. And then he turns around and he looks at Steven, who's eating like an animal, trying to feed up his body before the fight ahead. And he thinks to himself, these dudes has been through some shit. And I'm new to this shit. Maybe I should trust them. And he actually does, and he knows. But he won't admit it. So he smiles inside, not outside. As he stands up, grooves a little, do some stretching. And then he take off his earbuds I say to both of these guys, yo, guys, I know you guys are not from here, but for some reason, thank you anyway. Thank you anyway for being here and maybe help bring Glasgow back to what it used to be.
All the mountains are the pure body of Buddha. All the winds in the river blow with one clear voice. This world belongs to us all, and we belong to it. It's all the same thing.
Well, I got convinced that this is the right course of action, so might as well see it through.
Matt, nod gently, put back his earbud, and then walk outside the cathedral, you know, where you can feel the fresh air on his face and in his lungs, and start to do some dancing, smooth dancing outside, and some stretching while he's waiting. While he's waiting for you.
Outside, you can see the walls of Glasgow Cathedral for the song in your head, and you can see the old graffiti that might have been there for hundreds of years. The names of countless youths that didn't know any better than to deface this beautiful ancient building. And there on the horizon is the necropolis, a jagged hill festooned with pillars and tombs and sarcophagi on plinths, all recording the lives of those who have come before. And Stephen joins you outside.
Aline does as well. Oddly enough, with 3 filled backpacks.
My man, fucking, that's just what I wanted. What's in here?
Change of clothes, food, water, glow sticks, flashlight, rope, duct tape. Never know when you need duct tape.
You're a dark horse, Aline. That sounds great, man. It's just like when I used to play Dungeons and Dragons with my cousins.
Yeah, well, I never had that type of experience with my cousins. My cousins never were into games like that. Fuck. Most of the time, I barely got my classmates to play any video games with me. But apparently they grew out of it. I didn't.
That's what they say, but they probably just stopped playing because you beat them all the time. That's what I would guess.
Bitch, I wasn't even the best player. I really was.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I was like the 10th best. Not even.
Right.
Not even in the top 5. I was like the 10th. Still. Besides that, Swift's Army knife, I've got lying there somewhere. Compass. And oh.
There's so much shit in these bags he's brought us. Did you hear?
What did you say?
Matthew, did you hear all the stuff that's in these bags? We are tooled up. There's glow sticks, flashlights, compasses, rations, water.
Here, Matt takes his earbuds off his ears as he was dancing outside, and he looks at your apparatus, all this apparel, and he's like, Jesus Christ, we're all fully equipped. We're going on some like mission kind of thing, like, man. This is the thing with the Celestial Chorus. They have so much money. I mean, they can provide for everything. As he takes out some beef jerky from his. Come on, man.
It's not so much that. It's more like it's from my own personal reserve. This is not the Celestial Chorus fund. This is mine.
Thanks, man.
Aline, what are
Hey.
you doing? What are you doing with all these things? I thought you were a video gamer, not a survivalist.
Yeah, well, how do I put this mildly? Did I mention the whole thing with the paladin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a survivalist at all, but I was made a paladin, fought evil for I forgot how many years.
What? You've been in touch with the Sister Chorus for like many years.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, I forgot. Like 10 years now, almost.
What?
Yeah. Occasionally I do some shit for them, and it requires me to get into places that I don't kind of want to go to, but I kind of have to. They leave me the fuck alone.
Flavio,
Yep.
forgive me, but I'd like to speak in like game terms for a moment.
Sure.
I don't know how a 2-month sleep would work with us, but before we go on any mad adventures, I would like, if I may, to see what I can do about recovering spent willpower and quintessence.
Oh, funny you should mention that. It has been recovered fully,
Cool.
as in all of the spent quint and the will part. You've been fully recovered.
And the maximum quintessence, is that equal to your avatar rating, or is that your Arity
Yeah.
rating?
Avatar.
It's your avatar rating.
Cool.
'Cause, unless you have Prime and put a lot more quintessence in your pattern, it will always default to your avatar rating. But yeah, oddly enough, your paradox has been back to 0 now. Both. of
Oh
them.
my God!
No,
No
way.
no way! No way!
We need
Yeah,
we need to keep the paradox, man.
Yeah, he had like 9
That's the
paradox.
price of doing business.
No, it was.
I'm down to
it's
6
still-
actually.
It's still down to 6, but oddly enough, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, I hope so.
There's a reason.
Motherfucker need to pay.
You'll see it in the
Aye,
caves.
come on, man. That's like a central theme. Like,
You'll see it in the
if I'm
caves.
going to break the rules, I've got to pay the piper.
You'll see it in the caves as to why.
Okie
There's a
doke.
reason.
All right. So,
That makes things easier. I can just copy and paste the master sheet rather than editing the old one then.
Because there's a reason why I took that away.
Okay. I assume, of
You
course,
should be
my extra
scared.
health levels and aggravated gloves are also gone. So that's fair enough.
You should be scared as to why I was so freely taking 4 of you. Like, you should
Okay.
be really scared. But anyway, Aline gives you the backpacks for you two, and it's like, yeah, I got my own set of stuff that I have with me. So, you two ready to head to the caves now?
Yep.
I'm ready.
And
Stephen actually has a big smile on his face and he's rubbing his hands. He says, part of me has been waiting for this for so long. It's time.
And he leads you to the necropolis, oddly enough.
So this is where the Verbena used to hang out. Funny place for a nightclub.
Nope. We're going to go through the necropolises, since the necropolis is administrated by the Celestial Choir, chorus, but whatever. Would you even believe that multiple factions were fighting over this until the fucking Hermetics were like, fuck off, play nice?
Well, it's quite beautiful.
Well, personally, I've never been so much of a. I've never been judgmental, right? I don't care what you believe. I don't care the way you see things. I just want to have fun and have a good time. But these Nifendi motherfuckers, they come around, they bring chaos and trouble and problems, and they don't ask permission about it. I mean, that is just wrong. So come on, man.
Yep.
Yeah, they do that. And oddly enough, he gets to a deeper part of the necropolis complex, and he looks at his smartphone. Okay, this is the Celtic room. He traces his fingers around the runes on the wall, and a hidden door opens. Okay, here we go. We're going to the tunnels.
One sec. I feel I should prepare myself. So, Stephen sits down, and from a high point in the necropolis, you can actually see quite a lot of the city. The old hospital, which is quite a beautiful building in itself, and many of the tall buildings of the town centre. And with the mild breeze playing over his face and through the grass, Stephen sits down, cups his hands in his lap, looking out towards this panorama. Takes his deep breaths. And you can feel the deep age of this place and the chi that only builds up with generations and generations of devotion, worship, reverence, both for the church and for the dead, and even just for the simple beauty of the place. And he remembers the words that he spoke to Matt earlier, that the winds and the rivers flow with one great voice, and that the mountains are the great body of Buddha. And he remembers at the end of that story, the master says to the student, yes, that's true. The winds and the rivers, the mountains and Buddha, yes, that's all true. But it's a great pity to say so. And Stephen sees through the metaphor, pierces the metaphor, and that realises that it's very much like the Christian metaphor, the chorister's metaphor of this old bearded man that lives in the sky. and I'm going to attempt to use the life sphere to enhance my senses to superhuman levels.
Oh shit. Okay. Difficulty 4. Go for it.
Okay. I'm going to save the willpower for later because I think I might just need it. 5, a 6, and an 8. So 3 successes at difficulty 4.
Oh, cool. So, you feel like the difficulty for essentially, for lack of a better word, things that base upon hearing, seeing, essentially anything that would deal with alertness score, so would be lowered by 2 for the rest of the
So
series.
-2 difficulty to sensory alertness rolls.
Yes. Perception alertness
All right.
rolls are at a -2.
Okay, I'm just going to type that on. Thank you very much. That's me.
Okay. Would Matt want to prepare anything?
Nah. Matt is just there. He's listening to his music in his earbud, looking around, try to, get a hold of himself. He's scared as shit. Doesn't want to go down there. Doesn't know what's waiting for him there. He knows that these two guys, they've been through some shit together. He hasn't been through anything. So he's, for some reason, he's just trying to stay focused and trying to stay humble.
Okay. After essentially Steven comes back from his deep ass meditation, Alien's like, okay, we good?
Very
Good.
good. Thanks for waiting on me.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we're good. All good.
Alright, let's get down the stairs. So, the party heads down the stairs, deeper and deeper into the bowels of Glasgow. You even hear the metro passing somewhere alongside the walls. But we're going deeper still into the dampness, the darkness of the place. So Aline crafts a glow stick and holds it as a light source. And we go deeper and deeper still. Feels like everything's getting hotter the deeper we get to the Earth's crust. And the stairs keep going until finally we find the first hallway. Aline
So, oh, pardon me. Carry on.
Aline leads the party through this cobweb-filled hallway. The air feels really stale and damp. In the distance, there are like trickles of water dripping. Drip, 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 drip. Some spiders and rats scurry around after seeing our presence. Cockroaches go through the various cracks in the walls, and writings appear among them with a blue hue in an ancient tongue. Go on.
I'm gonna feel. So Matt is there. I want to feel the magical energy there. I want to see. I want to feel what's the writing in terms of magic emanates.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Difficulty 4.
I have 1 success.
Okay.
So I am listening to the music, in one ear,
Mhm.
and I see this writing. I get close to the writing. I put my hand on the wall like that, and I follow the writing with my fingers, like as I dance with my finger, in the same following the letters. So I go, boom, brr, 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 and then it becomes my back like that on the wall, and then I'm making waves with my arms and my body on the walls as I follow the lettering, and then I kind of follow the lettering with my whole body, and then in my earbud, I can hear in the music what the writing says. I mean, actually, I feel what the writing says.
It says something in an ancient tongue. Like, do you know Gaelic as one of your merits for languages?
No,
Okay. This sounds like a real weirdly melodic language, almost like one of those folk bands that you passed on from time to time. But as for the energy, um, it's a mixture of both death and life intertwined within the quintessence of the writing itself, written in blood, transformed into energy.
as I get out of my trance, come back to my senses, and I turn around toward these guys, and I say, I feel, you know what, fellas, I feel like this is a place of sacrifice. At least if it's not here, it might be somewhere close. There is a lot of blood that has been shed here. I think so. I'm not sure. It feels like it. You know, it feels like the Verbena were hiding and sacrificing under the city for some reason. Maybe trying to create some nodes, or maybe trying to create some spaces for magic to happen or occur in these spaces. It's hard to tell.
Sacrifice sounds like the verbena I know.
Oh, well, that's not new.
Let's go.
Aline looks at the writing and starts translating it. Uh, be warned, snakes ahead.
Be warned, snakes ahead.
Maybe the Viper gang's a lot older than we thought.
The Viper gang, well, older than we thought. What does tell you that this is old? Maybe this is some recent writing. I mean,
Aline touches the the writing, smells the blood, analyzes it. Yeah, recent for a couple of centuries now.
But there's more than one species of snake. It might have nothing to do with the viper gang.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but snakes that is worth talking about lives in the south. I mean, in Glasgow, you don't have much snakes.
Didn't there used to be vipers in the British Isles?
Are you serious? Vipers in the what?
I'm sure I read somewhere that there were vipers in the British Isles, but you'll know better than me. I'm from Montreal.
Yeah, the bread shares you're saying in Scotland? Come on, give me a break. There's no venomous spiders, no venomous snakes here. Anyway,
Well, whatever the warning might have been, it's old and it might not hold any weight anyway. Aline continues. Let's continue. He leads the party forward, and the pack splits into three: one forward, one left, and one right.
Stephen will go to each aperture in turn and carefully listen and smell down each to try and get a sense of where they might lead.
Okay, perception alertness.
-2 difficulty.
Yeah, it's at difficulty 4.
All right, 5 dice. 10, 2, 3, 6. So 3 successes.
Cool. 3 successes. You notice that there is this sweet rancid smell coming right ahead, almost like decayed flesh. From the right, it smells like seawater, and the left just smells like more dust.
I will relay this information to the party in exact detail. So what do you think, guys? Dust on the left, seawater on the right, and rotten flesh in the centre.
well, for some reason, rotten flesh seems like too human, too sacrificial. Maybe we should go to toward the dust. I mean, the dust. I mean, the dust seems like I don't know. For some reason, it sounds like the Nefendi more than anything else.
You sure it's not that it sounds safe? Like your old life?
I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
Are you sure the dust doesn't appeal to you because it sounds safe? Like your older life? You go that way, you won't be drowned. You won't be sacrificed.
Nah, man. I feel like the smell of blood and rotten flesh is too material, too close to matter for some reason.
There's got to be something down there. Right down the middle.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think I would go for the dust. I think I would go for the
Tell you
dust.
what, I'll flip you for it.
You what?
I'll flip you for it.
You mean?
Yep.
Fine. Yeah.
All right.
Fine.
Nah, go. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We'll need the games master to flip the coin or roll the dice, odds or evens.
Okay, let me get out a coin. So, let's see. Heads, we go forward. Tails, we go to the dust.
Yep.
Okay, let me.
And whatever happens, one of us can blame the other one.
Okay.
No, don't worry. I won't blame you for anything, no matter the outcome. I don't know any better than you.
Oh. We go forwards. Okay. I flipped the coin.
Sudden regret washes over Stephen. Shit. What if I'm wrong? What if I leave these guys, well, no, screw it. These guys know that they're going into danger. Are you happy with this, Matt?
I'm like, yeah, well, I'm lost in. I mean, we've reached so far. We've reached so far. I mean, whatever happens, let's do this. I mean, I don't mind. I don't care. And he put his hand on Steven's shoulders. You know, he looks at him in the eye and says, "You know what? I think I don't care. I'd rather die than become one of these monstrosities I've seen. I'd definitely rather die. And since I haven't been part of the sleepers, like, in such a long time, I don't even remember what it is to be a fool. You mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be a pig that doesn't know better. So you know what? Let's just kick the shit out of this dude or this what it is there down there. I don't mind. Let's go. Let's do this. I just, you know. What do you think? I mean, what do you? I mean, what else? There is 2 doors. I want to go left. Want to go right. I mean.
Okay. Well said. Let's go.
Okay.
And Stephen walks off down the central passage.
Yeah, Aline leads with the light, and in the central passage we see a large sacrificial room, clearly filled with candles and beeswax candles, to be precise. That are black candles, by the way. And in the center there's a inverted pentagram with various symbols on it. And in the center of that center of the room, there lies a body with its torso wide open, no organs within it. But the face is weirdly recognizable by all of the party. It's well, you two saw it last session. She was the girl that was walked in BDSM gear. You find her face next to her head. Aline recognizes her as the sacrifice from the club way back in Montreal. And it's like, is that who I think it is?
That's her. It's the sacrifice. Oh my god! These people know who we are, Elaine. They're trying to fuck with us.
Matt turns around and looks at both of you. As he do a 360 on himself, like looking around the room. And he says, "Yo, guys, what's going on? She's familiar, isn't she?"
That was the girl we met in the Umbra. The one being walked around like a dog by Agatha.
But she kind of died 10 years ago.
No. She was never caught.
Well, if
as far
she
as I'm aware, she kept killing.
Yeah, but if she was never caught, okay. So what the fuck is she doing here, dead, in Glasgow?
It makes perfect sense. When we were in the future, Agatha was abusing her, using her. She was in the power of Agatha then, 10 years from now. So 10 years before that, she's in Agatha's power. I suspect that this is the doing of the Verbena, the so-called Verbena, Agatha in particular. Maybe she done the girl in earlier in this timeline, but the connection here is clear to me. Agatha somehow had her hooks in the girl long before we met the two in Montreal. I thought it was strange that the two would be connected. I don't know how she came to Glasgow, but this makes sense after seeing what we did in the future. It makes me wonder, Arlene, if these people don't know us somehow, know who we are, know our past, and might be trying to fuck with our heads.
When you say that, you feel that there's a strange tingling sensation. All three of us, including Aline, feel something activating within the room. The candles all are put out. All of the fire is put out. The pentagram lights up, and we feel like it's drawing something from our bodies. But it's not blood. It's not Quint. It's something else. All of the wrongdoings that we did, like our evil, like our malice, like the very thing that makes us bad. And slowly but surely the corpse starts to reform. The face gets back in its place, and it suddenly starts regrowing its organs, putting all of the flesh and skin, veins and bones back to where it was. And it feels pain while doing this. It feels tremendous pain and suffering. And she's alive again, yelling like, "Please, please, I beg you, kill me. Stop this. Please kill me. No more. Kill me."
Oh, man.
Well, Stephen's ready to do it, but he looks at you guys for confirmation because he's not sure. He's out of his depth.
I'm like, man, what's going on? What's bringing her back to life, man? I don't understand. I mean,
I don't get what the fuck did the pentagram do to us? Why is she alive? Aline says, "Fuck happened?" He examines her wrists and feet and sees that there are nails put in through her. The victim still yells, "Please, end me now before she comes back." Aline looks at Matt. What do you think?
She's talking about a she. Is she talking about that girl you killed in the other world? Maybe Agatha, this. I know that Agatha, I mean, the leader of the Verbena, is named Agatha. I've heard about her before.
I
Is
think
it?
this is the working Agatha, yeah.
So I'm like, yo, girl, calm down. We're not gonna hurt you. If you're talking about Agatha, I mean, she's not here right now. That's just the best. That's just
No, no, the monster that was wearing her face. That's
the month. What are you talking about?
She changes faces. She used the Agatha as her puppet and took her face. She even took my face, took it clean off. She resurrected me as an abomination. Please kill me. I want to die. I can't live like this. I can't be someone's pet forever.
Stephen looks totally torn. On one hand, he wants to kill her and put her out of her misery. His hand even like comes back ready to strike. But there might be a chance of information here. Information that could save lives. And he's utterly confused, doesn't know what to do, and looks at you two with a pleading look in his eyes. A look that says, "Someone tell me what's right here." And there's a question on his lips, but he's not. He's too distracted to speak. He's quite disturbed.
Aline asks her, what's the monster's name? What's she called? I don't fucking know. She was a fucking banshee. For all I care. Please, kill me before she comes back. I don't want to be her pet forever.
Agatha's dead.
Oh, man. She's talking like this sleeper knows too much. She's talking about a sleeper. She's talking about the banshee and all that. And she's not awakened. She doesn't deserve. I mean, she doesn't deserve to live. We cannot let her go like that. It's not good. I think we should just leave it like it is, and find the monstrosity who did that to this sleeper. It's just a matter of time until the fucking Effendi gets to her.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying we should kill her?
I'm not saying we should kill her. We should leave her the way it is. I mean, not even interfere. Like, it's not. You guys interfered last time. Look where it leads us. It leads us to this whole bullshit because you guys in a party felt like saving the world. I mean, there is forces bigger than us. Like, just follow the beat. Follow the goddamn beat. Jesus Christ.
We came here, the three of us, to interfere.
I'm not coming here to interfere. I'm coming here to kick the interference's ass. I'm tired of this bullshit. The Effendis are trying to break the beat. They're trying to make this shit complicated. Just bring it back to normal. She has nothing to do with it. She deserves to die. She deserves to die. The reason why she's suffering now is because you guys saved her 10 years ago. That's the only reason.
Elaine, can you put her somewhere safe? Like you did with me that day I fell off the building.
Yes. But as he says yes, her eyes darken and her voice changes to a very modular sound. Foolish creatures, you should have killed the pet while you had the chance.
Who are you?
I am the one that she refers to as the Banshee.
You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
And you brought me some tasty food.
Yeah, that's right. I am
You've
at this moment. I'm bring the sound. I to my earbuds because I still have my earbuds on. I bring the sound of my iPhone really high,
Mm-hmm.
and I give a look to Steven where I wink at him like, and then I start dancing, and then I go right away when he says that I go like. I start to do some slow motion style dancing where I go really slow, bam, bam, following the sound of the music. And my intention is to slow down time again and really like bring it really slow. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that this Banshee gets really slower.
Okay, difficulty 6.
Yeah, difficulty 6. I have a narrative of 4, and I'm gonna put some willpower in it.
Okay.
Only 1.
Okay. Well, you can only spend 1 willpower.
Oh, okay, that's perfect.
You can spend like up to 3 points of quintessence, but only 1 willpower.
And quintessence gives me.
Lesser difficulty. Like
I'm gonna use 1 quintessence.
okay, difficulty 5.
And I have 3 successes. So
Okay.
what I do is that I have my earbuds already, so I just come right. I look at my cell phone, change the song, put a song that is really like trance like. I go and then I dive and I start to glide with my foot, you know, like Michael Jackson a little bit, but really slow on the side. And I look at Steven after I wink at him, and then I throw a wave where I push the part of my body like that, boom, 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 in a really slow motion. And the girl there with the black eye that starts to lick from his eyes some black glue, something starts to follow the beat in a really slow motion like that. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, you feel something from your soul getting out while you do that. A darkness within you that it's like just by being in her presence, she eats it. It feels like she's eating your soul while you exert your magic.
Is his magic nonetheless effective?
Yeah, the time around her is slowed. It's just he feels a lot more weaker by doing it for whatever reason.
Well, Stephen will interpret Matt's wink as an invitation to recreate that tag team move that we used so effectively on Agatha. And as I see his effect begin to take effect, Stephen flies into a spinning kick, and I mean that in the technical game term sense. I have the rules for it in front of me, and I'm going to augment that spinning kick with the Thunder Punch effect.
Mm-hmm.
So as Stephen spins his body around in a quick roundhouse, there's a moment in such a kick where you pivot on your centre of gravity, and it requires a great deal of balance. And this exercise of balance is an excellent opportunity to balance the chi within your body. And both on one side he's centre of gravity and on the other side he's centre of gravity. He creates a perfect ratio of yin and yang, which lends the magical force to his attack. So with Arete, with Thunder, the Thunder Punch, so to speak, working, I think I just roll Arete and it makes the damage aggravated if I have the proper spheres.
Right.
I think it does some other stuff too, but I'm not going to look that up now because that'd take more time.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Roll your
Okay, so shall I proceed?
Yeah, roll to hit and roll your Arete.
Right, I shall roll the Arete first, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
No. Cool. I have a 10, a 9, and a 3, so 2 successes on the Arete roll.
Cool.
Our martial artist spins around and plants a solid kick into the object of his attention. Roll dexterity martial arts, difficulty 6. Strength is damage is strength plus 3. Normally bashing, but of course I've made it aggravated. So dexterity is, I think, 3. Martial arts is also 3, I believe. Yep. Alright. Oh, there's a 1, cancels the 9. I have, 1 success on the hit. So no additional damage.
Okay.
But the basic damage is still strength plus 3, which is 4, 5, 6, 7. Shit. Drop that one. Oh dear, only 2 successes in the damage roll. But it is aggravated.
Okay. You hit her torso one more time. And it feels like your own soul is being torn out. The chi that you had is slowly getting into her, especially the yin. Meanwhile, Alin takes out a hilt and from it lights a lightsaber.
Really? Cool. I bet that looks great in the dark cave.
Yeah. It's a purple lightsaber. And let's see how he goes. Okay, let's see. Where did I put the thingy-mabob? Ah, here we go. Okay. So, and remember correctly, it was still 3 plus 6. Okay, 6 d10 f6. Okay, 4 successes, and this. Okay. 2 plus. Okay, so this would be, since 3 roll over 10. Okay, so I got in 2 successes, and you see him cutting off her head.
Zoom.
Like, literally no chill. Cutting cuts off her head.
I am like, Matt is just watching Aline, is like, wow, man, that's dope. That's nerdy, but that's dope.
Stephen, on the other hand, is watching the creature.
And the head
Who knows
says,
if it's actually dead?
the head says, and entirely pointless. She is ours. You may not have her.
You have no right to her.
Well, and then Matt goes, well, if I remember correctly, what they said, what I've heard before is that you guys actually went out of your way. So the Verbena always had her. So, you know, I mean, maybe you guys went a little too far. Why don't you just gave her to them?
You think the Verbena were to blame? That's so cute.
So, creature, what do you want? Why are you here, meddling with lives?
To end all life. End all reality. Make it.
Well, here's an end for you. And Stephen stamps on the head, hopefully splitting it apart.
Oh, you do? The voice just says, while fading away.
These creatures.
I turn around. I look at Matt and Aline. I'm like, guys, I mean, why did you have to save that girl in the first place? I mean, look at this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys did so much drama. Fuck, man. Like, are you serious? Now, she's more than dead. Now, look at this. Look at her now. She's more than dead. And she's probably has been suffering for all this time. And now we're dealing with these Nefendi bullshit on top of that. Well, I mean,
I never said I was perfect, Matt.
oh, I never said it was neither. But now this, what is this Banshee thing anyway, right? I mean, Nifendi are supposed to be mages. What is this Banshee bullshit? Fuck him, you know. Fuck these guys.
And the corpse starts to reform back into the girl. And the girl,
No way. It's time I found out what Prime 3 can fucking do, right?
right.
This would have been easier if I'd brought incense and mirrors and things, but Stephen's had enough, right? He sees this happening and he thinks to himself, no, this cannot be allowed. This is a violation of the Tao. This is a fucking blockage in the stream. And it has to end. And he puts his feet apart, his hands down by his side. And he forces his chi out into the room in a violent wave. Not physical, but spiritual. And it comes out mostly as green fire with flecks of purple in it. Just that small amount of yin that a living body holds. But mostly green yang. And it comes out in waves for his body. And you hear a low groan of his breath as he forces his own life force out into the room as a burning spiritual fire to cleanse this place of its corrupted chi and to burn off the fucking taint of this room and that lies on this woman's flesh. Fucking, it's less a practiced art and more a raw expression of the way he feels his spirit with his spirit itself as the weapon. And if he can help it, he will take no fucking more of this and allow no more of this to go on.
Yeah, I'm reducing the difficulty from a 6 to a 5. That was an awesome description, man.
Thank you very much.
You still have to spend 1 point of quint to do it.
Well, yes, I think given the description, I better spend willpower and quintessence, or it would be a bit gamey.
No, you're allowed to do it, but it's like you have to spend the quint to make it exist in the first place. You know?
Right. Well, I'm going to spend a point of quint and a point of willpower.
Okay. So, willpower and roll it at a difficulty of 5.
I'm spending willpower. I'm rolling willpower instead of arity, yeah.
No, you're still rolling your arity. You spend 1 point of willpower.
Right. Sorry, I thought you said. Right. I'm with you now. Okay. Come on, here we go. 554.
Bitchin'.
So that's 3 successes if you include the willpower.
Yes, I do. Okay. Rules of nature. You punch the thing. And it looks epic as fuck, but Aline shakes his head. And he says, get your punch out of that unless you want to become part of it.
Yeah.
He sighs. Okay. I think I know what you were trying to do. Aline gets out the lightsaber again and concentrates on the neck area. He focuses the internal machine of the weapon that he has within it, his grasp. He understands the place within the god machine, that this has to be a cog that needs to be fixed and removed as soon as possible. He meditates on the idea that this is the necessary evil that he has to do in order to make sure that he can play some more video games when he's done. Ooh. And
As Aline works, Stephen backs him up by a low chant. Rinyo shiki nyo nyo ro shiki kyo no shi.
And he's like, by the power that has been bequeathed to me by the world, I release you from this curse. Okay. Ooh. I'm a bit nervous now, but D 10 F dropping all 3 points of Quint and the willpower on this bullshit so that I lower it to a 4. Oh, try. 2 successes. Okay. Aline drops the blade within the neck. You see that the neck finally develops necrosis. Using the aggravated damage that you dealt previously, he amplifies it and destroys the pattern of the curse itself, hurting the curse in and of itself. And now we have to do some Dex Athletics rolls to dodge.
Dex Athletics, what?
Fucking dodge.
Dodge this shit! Difficulty?
6.
I have 2 successes.
Okay. I got 4.
I have 4.
Okay.
That's a damn good roll, actually. 3 10s and an 8.
Yeah, man. So all 3 of us kind of feel a surge of energy coming from her, and we jump out of the way right in the nick of time. All of the candles start lighting back up in a green flame this time, and you see like a darkened spirit exiting the body, and what used to be flesh and bone and skin now is all dust.
Matt's looking at Stephen and Aline and says, "You know what? This is for the better. It's gone now. This story is over. Now we can go back home. I mean, she was used for what she was supposed to be. You guys tried to, pay your dues to the Verbenas. You didn't manage to. She seems to be gone anyway. Now, so what else? I mean, it's over. We can't do nothing else. So let's get the fuck out of here. It's over. And then if he has nothing else to do. They have nothing else to take care of. It's over.
I hope you're right, but something tells me it won't be that simple. we've freed this victim at last. But I would be very surprised if this resolves the mystery of the faceless people.
I mean, yeah, the faceless people is something else, but at least this idea, this problem, the 10-year ago problem with this girl. I mean, it's right there in front of us. She's gone. She's dead. She's over. She got used by the Verbena, and you guys didn't manage to save her. You brought misery upon our life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tried to save her, by saving her, you brought misery. Don't fuck up with the flow of things. I mean, reality is a bitch, man.
We can't as individuals know what's going to happen in the future. The Tao is, as the Christians say, it's so wide you can't get round it, so high you can't get over it, and so low you can't get under it. How then could any one person see it? We did what we thought was right, and in that instance we might have been wrong. We're wrong. But if given a similar choice tomorrow, I would do what I think is right.
Look. Listen. I don't believe in what you guys are talking. Like, you guys are saying so much things. It's not just about that girl. What happens after? And Matt is looking at Aline, and he's looking at Steven, and like, I mean, that can't be just it. You see the like how Montreal was like busted, and then Julie has to come back after you after 10 years. What the fuck? And he raises his tone. Did you guys afterwards? You guys saved that girl from the Verbena? Yeah, big deal. And he's like, big deal. Like, what the fuck did you guys did? What the fuck happened 10 years after? Like not 10 years after, but right after. Yo, you know that movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer? Well, I want to know what you did in Montreal, motherfuckers. Because you brought your shit to my home. Right here.
I don't think you can blame us for the faceless people. I ran away from that situation and didn't deal with it when I should have. But I don't think I caused it unless its cause was somehow wrapped up in this girl.
No.
We'll deal with that.
Aline says no. Just no. The faceless people already were a thing long before we awoke.
I'm not talking about the faceless people. I'm talking about everything. Like, why that girl ends up in Glasgow? I mean, it's out of nowhere.
That I don't know. That is a good point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why the fuck did she end up here? You brought your shit up in here. For some reason, there is something that you guys are not telling me. And I want to know. I really want to know. Because if we have to keep going, and if we have to try and figure this shit out, I need to know what you guys did in Montreal.
There is one thing I didn't tell you, but I don't know if it has anything to do with the faceless men.
What did you do?
Aline, you were there, you'll remember. I mean, maybe you didn't see it in the chaos of the battle. Matthew, I told you when we were in the Umbra that there was a battle between Aline, Julie, myself, the other initiates, and the Verbena of Montreal, and the faceless creatures. A three-way battle in the streets. during a
wasn't
riot.
there. I wasn't there.
I stand corrected. It was a chaotic day. It's hard to remember anything about it except a few salient points. The battle happened, as I said, in the streets during a riot. There were college kids wearing bandanas with skull mouths over the bandanas. Anarchists, they thought themselves. If only. I mean, thank God they didn't have our powers. But there was loads of them pressed into the main street. Lots of police by barricades, and we came tearing through, throwing parlour tricks between vehicles, and in the chaos, the car Julie and I were in, we clipped a kid. Must have been 17, 18 maybe. A young guy with one of these bandanas across his mouth. He was out protesting God knows what. I leapt for the car without telling Julie where I was going. I don't know if she's seen the accident. She was driving. It was the back corner that clipped him as we turned a corner. So I leapt out of the vehicle, and the Verbena's vehicle just went chasing off after her. And in the crowd, I leant over the young guy and tried to help him, to heal him with the gifts. But it went wrong. It went really wrong. I won't go into the details, but the chi was all backwards. Instead of closing the wound and maintaining his balance, I accidentally sucked it all out of him and into the air, and he died instantly because I had touched him. And the chi floating out for his body floating around in the air instantly turned, or helped turn, bystanders into those faceless creatures, and I had to fight them off, and then I fled, and that was the last time I saw Julie or Elaine or Montreal. And that's the reason that I started running and kept running. I don't know if it had anything to do with the faceless creatures. They were already a thing, as Elaine said, but that's what I kept from you, Matt. That's what I didn't tell you. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I have to hard my heart just to talk about it.
Listen, wow, man, Steven, I completely understand. But now I know I can trust you at least. Like, I feel like that this is the stuff you haven't told me about. But listen, I think that what the Verbena were trying to do was just trying. More and more now, I think I understand. It's like they were trying to get retaliation, what you guys have done out there. But for some reason, then Effendi got the best of us, best of them. And I think, I mean, there's no more Verbena to be scared about or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's all about the Effendi now. Like, and maybe that body we've encountered just right now, maybe it was just an hallucination somehow, just to bring the guilt back into the game, if you know what I mean. I don't. Man, we need to kick these motherfucking asses.
Yeah.
Yeah, these motherfuckers are just messing up with everything. Fuck. And I turned to Aline and I'm like, and you left Montreal? And why did you left? Why did you left? Why did you leave them with all the mess?
I heard the sales pitch of the Hermetics before before the whole gang wanted to confront the Hermetics about all of this bullshit. And I kind of had enough of all of the bureaucracy, of all of the fucking social masks and favors over something that should have already been solved by the fuckers that were already there. Because fuck it, I didn't know jack fucking shit when I awoke, like literally, and I had to drive around the whole country, then get to the US until I wound up eventually in Minneapolis until I fucking learned left from right. And I had to go on other adventures there. Fuck, I even witnessed a tribunal. But eventually everything boiled down to more fucking politics. Because no matter how much I want to understand and want to do my own magic and just have fun with a cabal and shit. It's just all fucking politics over and over and over again because it's like everything boils down to politics until I had fucking enough and went back to Romania. Even there, no matter how much I want to get away from politics, I still have to maintain just a sliver of it. But then Julie came again, and she was really fucking convincing. Not gonna lie, I had to help her. And I helped her so much, she became a primus. Because, of course, I had to fucking untangle more politics while you were asleep. Because, of course, it always comes down to politics, no matter how much adventuring I want to do, or travel the world, or fucking just have some fucking fun, you know? But it all boils down back to politics. And people telling half truths and being fucking mysterious and wanting shit but not telling you the whole story. It's all just fucking annoying. That's why I try to stay out of the funds of the various traditions and just get with my own funds and try to minimize my interaction with them for as much as I can. Because they always fucking fuck up, you know? The goddamn hermetics, every time they're not doing their goddamn job, things go to shit over and over and over again, and I have to politic my way out of bullshit that they made. And it happened so many times in so many fucking cities that I've been in. It's not even funny anymore. How many times I had to say goddamn hermetics. I picked up that saying from my mentor, one of the many mentors I had alongside my life. But she was right, even if she became an Effendi herself. I had to report that to our superior. And now she's just a regular mortal in witness protection, as it were.
Better that way.
Well, better than everything that happened to the other mentors that mentored me. They're all either dead or became monsters themselves. They didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve to be pets to other fucking mages, but that's what they ultimately became. Fucking pets. He looks over the slab, just like this one, taking in all the docks I'm guessing she was a familiar. Although this
A
was
familiar?
yeah. As I said,
Familiar with what
no, as in
and whom?
mages familiar. Mages make familiars in order to have them eat paradox.
I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean eat paradox?
Paradox. Isn't that what the Hermetics call bad chi?
Yes. If you fuck up your magic at one point, you gain more paradox within your body. The reality of the world disagrees with you. You fuck up, you gain more paradox. This creature
And
eats it,
the universe seeks balance.
and this creature eats it. Or ate it, rather.
So, a familiar is someone who can suffer the ill effects of your own imbalance in your place.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
So I feel like maybe this girl was supposed to do that. This sacrifice girl maybe was supposed to do that.
Well, she did that. I feel a lot lighter, which is weird. She's not even.
I don't think that's magic. Elaine, I don't think it's magic. I feel lighter too. Today we closed a book that we opened long ago, and and we might not be the perfect heroes of this story, but we've done what was right in the end, and dare I say it, I think maybe we deserve to feel a little bit lighter. But I don't think that's magic, my friend. I think that's closure.
Unfortunately, I still have a job to do. So, do you want to go to the hallway with the sea, or do you want to go with the one with the dust?
I think Matt chose the one with the dust.
Well, at this point, you know, what I don't even think it matters what we choose. I think the most important thing is just to I don't know, man. I don't even understand anything anymore. Like, we're here. We dealt with this benchy thing here. We're stuck in underground under Glasgow. I don't know. I don't even. I don't feel like it's the place we need to be.
Sorry, Jean, you broke up a little there.
For some reason, I think we need to go. I think we need to go back to the city. This old Verbena situation is over. We got it over with. The only reason why the Verbena wanted you guys to be here was to deal with that 10-year-old situation. It's done now. So I don't even care to be around her. I want to go back
Enough
home.
tunnels for one day.
I want to go back home. I want to go back home. I want to charge up. I want to rest. Like, I feel like it's been too much. I want to rest. I want to talk to the snake eater. I want to know what he thinks about it. I want to go back to my I want to go back to my roots. If you guys understand what I'm saying, I want to dance. I want to listen to some music.
Sure.
Recharge a little.
You
You know,
do
for
you.
some, yeah, man. This. I think we're done. We understand what happened in the last 10 years ago. We understand what was the deal then. I think we need to change the scenery. We need to move along. We need to see what's going on with some other part of this situation. I want to get in touch with the Dream Speaker as well. And I'm sure they know more
Okay.
than I'm sure they know more than they say.
Yeah. They generally do.
I'm up for having a rest, regrouping. I think we'll be back down here before too long, but yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long 2 months. Though we slept through most of it.
Wow. Okay. Adin's like, sure. You have your own glow sticks. You can find your way out. I'm going to finish my mission.
What is your mission, Ali? We've dealt with the issue from Montreal. It's over now. What's
Dude,
next?
if you really thought that that was my issue, you're sorely mistaken.
What is your issue?
Fucking Nefandi. They ruin everything they touch. I'm going to hunt some motherfuckers down, and I'm killing dead.
I'll come with you, Aline. We brought a few days' rations for a reason, I suppose. If you want to turn back, Matt, I mean, you can choose to think this isn't your fight. But if it doesn't get resolved, then trust me, I know it's going to be everyone's problem.
It's like, fuck, man, guys. Are you guys serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious.
Oh, man. And he's like, okay, you know what? Fine. You motherfuckers, and he's pointing at you both. You motherfucker owe me. Now you guys owe me. Like, all right, I'm gonna deal with the shit you've done 10 years ago with you. But back in Glasgow, you owe me. I don't care what it is, but you owe me. And he leads the way.
What happened to saving your city? These faceless people are showing up here just like everywhere else. I thought you came down here to figure out what was going wrong and to end this case of faceless men, not to help us with our personal foibles.
I don't care what you're saying, man. It seems like it's all related.
I think it is.
But hey, move along. Let's see what's up. I say where it smells like dust.
Okay, we go to the dust corridor. And through the dust corridor, we see lots of graves. And on the graves, there's more Celtic writing. Then gets out his translator and says, "Here lie the snakes that couldn't manage to flee."
What style are these graves? Are they like in Scotland? In old graveyards, you get like long body length slabs laid in the ground instead of headstones.
Yeah, but remember how necropolises are? How they just line up the walls with the graves?
Oh, right. So the
And the
graves are in the
ceiling,
walls.
and the ceiling, and the floor. Like, it, it's a literal necropolis. And that's the writing that says this. Here are the snakes that couldn't manage to flee.
So everywhere we step, we put our feet on the rough, ancient stones under which lie ancient corpses. Are there other entrances or exits to this room?
Other? Yes. There's one up ahead. And while we go there, there there is an inscription saying, "Here lies the spear of King Arthur."
King Arthur? Forgive me, I'm Canadian. Isn't Arthur an English thing? Stephen says to Matt.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think it was a Saxon or something, but I'm not sure exactly.
I love saxophone.
Well, I can tell. I can tell exactly, but I haven't been to school much. But the thing is that I'm kind of surprised, though. I'm kind of surprised that they keep such a figure downtown. Like, I mean, in subterraneans, like tunnels and shit. That's weird. At the same
It's less
time,
public.
yeah, but at the same time, I wouldn't surprise he was a mage. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's such a legend, maybe he's been a mage all this time around. We haven't nobody never talked about it. You know.
Does Elaine still have his lightsaber blasting, or are we quite concealable?
I mean, he put it back after finishing the fight, obviously, but
Right. Wouldn't want to run the charge out, I suppose, eh?
it's not like that. But this is the point. He looks at something with an R. It's hard to pronounce. Rongominat?
Wrong, Dominat. Does this mean anything to you guys?
Fuck, I'm Romanian. No.
Sounds like Latin to me.
Apparently it's a form of Welsh. But apparently this is the spear that they're talking about. Huh. Interesting.
A sphere called Wrong Dominat.
Spear.
A spear, because
Oh, a spear.
mention King Arthur's spear.
Right. All right, guys, let's go, but let's keep quiet.
Well, I will see. I will feel the prime around here.
Okay.
I will feel the prime around here. I just want to know, like, I want to know, like, how powerful this thing is. So my intention is to feel the magical, quintessence around it.
Okay, difficulty 4.
Okay, so I have 4 successes. So I blast the music in my ear. I start to groove. Walking toward the spear crypt where it is. And then as I groove toward it, I touch it. And I start to rub it a little bit as I dance. And then the spear starts to gloom and gloom and gloom and gloom. And then there's like a shockwave going following the beats of the music into my body, into my limbs. And I feel the vibration going following the bass line. And then I'm sorry, and then I fall on my knees, stand up again, turn around, and I'm like, woof, that was intense.
Okay, so what you actually got was apparently the quintessence is that of order, especially bringing order back. It feels like an order type of quintessence.
Looking at Steven, I said, man, this seems legit to me. Looks like something good. We're in a good place here. Not in a bad place at all. I'm pretty sure Nefendi never came around here. Never get close to this. I can't imagine what it would have looked like.
Maybe if you get lost down here, you could home in on its signal and try to get safe by being close to it. If things go badly.
Sure.
A place to retreat to, if we have to. I mean, we could always tear the wall down and take it with us, but that seems somehow disrespectful. It's lain here long enough without us coming and making.
Man. You're not gonna profane fucking Sepultura.
Yeah.
You wanna profane the fucking Sepultura?
Yeah. We're not grave robbing as much as some people call it archaeology and shit. It's just, I don't give a fuck how powerful this artifact is.
Come on, man.
Let it be.
Yeah, man.
You guys are right. You guys are so right. It just reminds me of a Jeep I used to have, and part of me still likes things and to have things, but it's folly. I know.
I think
totally,
thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. And I put my hand on your shoulder and I'm like, and I tap your back. Like, yeah, man. Yeah. You owe me one here.
Hey, did I ever tell you about my Jeep? It was so cool. I had the best Jeep.
Why don't you shut the fuck up about your Jeep?
But anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
You can totally make your own bullshit if you really had the fucking time and patience to do it. So, okay, let's see what the seawater has in store. And we go through the final corridor. And apparently there's a lot of herbs growing around the walls. They all have a sort of aroma. Like they could have been used for medicines at one point or another. For whatever reason, the smell is really sweet, even though the air is really damp and there's barely enough light. But it's really, really sweet. And eventually, we get to a dock, an, a subterranean fucking underground dock in a giant ass fucking cave filled with stalactites and stalagmites. But hey, there's a wooden dock here. No boats.
No boats. Great. So, did you say there was no water, or is there water?
Yes, there is water. Seawater.
Right. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't know what to think, man. Seawater. I mean, Glasgow doesn't seem close to the sea. Is Glasgow that close to the sea?
It's not far. Like Glasgow had a lot of shipbuilding industry prior to the 70s, I think.
Yeah, but this underground?
I mean, this is underground. This is far. But it's below the sea level. So, I mean, I mean, it's worth something.
Definitely below the sea level. How the fuck did they get out? That's the problem. And then it dawns on
It scares the shit out of me.
Man, this looks like a shrine. I don't give a shit. This looks like a shrine. This looks like a verbena shrine. Smells like a verbena too. I've encountered some of them. I've encountered some of them in the club scene. They're all a bunch of EPs. And they smell like nature all the time. Some of them smells like wood. Some of them smells like fire, like burning like smoke. And some of them smells like sea. And this smells pretty much like sea.
So, what does the prime feel like around here? Stephen's going to like banish his thoughts for a moment so that the energies of the place can rush into his senses.
Okay. Roll at the difficulty 4.
Two successes.
Oddly enough, you notice that you're being watched.
There's someone here. Someone watching us.
You're serious? I'm looking around nervously.
Stephen doesn't even answer you, but he just tightens his gloves, and by now you know what that means as he starts moving his feet in a triangular motion so that he can see all around.
Stephen.
Get the fuck out of here! Show yourself! Fucking coward! Who the fuck are you?
Something is coming out from the water.
Stephen watches, but occasionally looks over his shoulder at the tunnel entrance to make sure we're not being snuck up upon.
The creature looks like it has 1,000 eyes, made out of algae. Mortals. You come to my haven.
All right, what are you? What
Uh,
are you? Who are you?
I am the god of this land.
You're the god of this land. Listen, if you're the god of this land, how in the world did you allow the Nefendi to do what they do?
I didn't.
So they've been just abusing your land like that?
Yes.
All right, so you're not this God Almighty. You can solve this problem altogether. So you need our help.
You do not understand the relationship between the god of the land and its people. You are so young.
Listen, we are trying to solve this issue, this reality issue, this Nefendi issue. And shit has been going on over, all around the world now for more than 10 years. And there is some of these Nefendis around here causing some problems not far from your lair. And what have you done? Not much. So please, why don't you just tell us if you know where they are, so we can just try to figure out a solution.
They invade my home. They invade my sanctum. I kill them, yet more come with each day. More and more come and litter my halls with their incessant putrescence. More and more come and deface my shrines and eat my offerings. And more will come again, and I keep on repelling them, yet more come.
We are the warriors who destroyed Agatha. And we intend to seek out the source from where these Nefandi come. That will put an end to our troubles and yours. Will you help us?
If it stops them coming here, yes.
Now that is not something we can handle. It's not necessarily something we can promise, right?
But it is something it is something that we intend to attempt. And I can only speak for myself, but I am sworn to end this plague or die in the attempt. So please, tell us where we can find their source, point us in their direction, or help us in any other way that you can.
They took from me my light. They mined it into small pieces that they perverted and swallowed, making more and more of them. Like a plague, they become more and more, using more of my light.
And what is this light that you speak of? What was it that they ate and divided up? Maybe by knowing that, we'll be able to find them.
It produces an algae comes from the walls and produces something that looks like a crystal. And oddly enough, it Matt actually recognizes this crystal. You ate one of them. It's
Holy shit.
It's the actual reason why you had that fucking sort of Damocles over you for so long. But this is a pure version compared to the one that you had. This looks like the most purest form of Quint that you could ever feel. Whereas that thing felt more like a drug. And the creature says, "This is my light."
It's beautiful. Its balance is unique. Elaine, can you scan that crystal and get some data on its properties?
Yeah. And scans the crystal.
See, I do sometimes listen when you speak. And sometimes I even understand.
Aline looks at the results and is like, "This is pure task of creation. This is like, wow." You can heal someone's wounds with this shit.
Damn, this is nasty. I mean, I've heard some pretty nasty shit, you know, while I was on drug. But this thing reminds me of what I took, you know, from my pusher that night. And it was really intense. It was really intense. You know, for what it's worth, it seems like something really powerful. Now, I guess it was infused by the Nefendi. Maybe they are after that kind of task. Listen, creature, you God, what's your name?
He who sees.
He who sees. Well, he who sees. What? I mean, do you know how much of this kind of task there is around under Glasgow? Like, is it something like worth some kind of an invasion somehow by the Nefendi? Like, How much of this we can find around? How much of these we can find around here?
My tears are in ample supply, as the seabed is wide and vast. My tears for this land flow like a river underground. I do not know why these infested ones pollute my waters and destroy my tears, but I want them gone.
So do we. Who can you describe to us the ones who stole your tears?
They are cloaked humans, but look like druids, only defile this place like warlocks.
Sounds like the Verbena. The so-called Verbena.
Their banner is that of a snake eating its tail. And their growing more and more, defiling my sacred places, eating my tears in a corrupted form, tainting the bodies of young men and women.
Stephen's it occurs to Stephen that if we're in an environment of reanimating corpses, legendary artifacts, and gods who speak, that we may not quite be in the real world anymore. And he's going to look, and we might be in some kind of dream world in a sense, and he's going to look again in his pockets for those bark-like shards of Agatha's skin.
They are not there. This is in fact
Fair comment.
the real world.
Right, okay. One who sees. Thank you for hosting us and thank you for sharing your story. I hope when we return, it will be, if we return, then it will be with good news. But whether we return with good news or bad news, what kind of offerings would please you?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe. I will remember.
Farewell, young druids.
As I walk away, I'm looking at Aline and Stephen. I say, this seems like a verbena god. They probably made a deal with this thing way back then, and they have this shrine here for some reason. But I mean, like I've mentioned, I mean, it doesn't lead us anywhere else. We need to go back in town. I need to get back to my crib. I need to get back to my roots. I need to go dance a little, talk some more with some people. I need to understand a little bit more. I want to talk with the snake eater as well. I need my connection. I need to get back into motion.
I think you're right. I think we've exhausted this line of investigation, says Stephen as we walk back towards the surface. Moreover, I think you're right about this one who sees and has its connection to the Verbena. Maybe the old Verbena before they were corrupted. But you're wrong on one thing. We have learned something. The people that we seek, the ones who hung that sword over your head, their banner is a snake eating itself. That might mean something to one of our contacts. And at least if we see it, we'll know who we're dealing with.
Yeah. At least we know that the Verbena are victims in this whole shebang. I mean, I guess that they are victims. They've been screwed over somehow. And I don't see the Nefendi. I see the Nefendi as the perpetrators. No. Their gods are still around, so the Nefendis are not overpowered. I mean, they can't get rid of gods, you know, for some reason. So we need. I think that if we go back in town, you know, get some rest, some closure about our personal things, maybe we can get, you know, more answers about a couple of things. We shall see. What do you think?
I think you're right. You know what I've just realised?
What?
The Nefendi's banner is a snake eating its own tail. What do they call the leader of the Vipers, of the Viper gang?
He's called the Snake Eater.
It's called the Snake Eater.
Yeah, well, that might just be a coincidence, right?
It might just be a coincidence, but when you go to talk to him, I'd like to come along.
Yeah, man, let's do this. But I mean, he's yeah, you're right. I think you're right. But I've known the guy. He's been fair. He's been fair for such a long time. He's just a Nakame guy trying to do his thing around here, you know. And he built a gang for himself. And
him and his gang kidnapped me and extorted me.
Yeah, well, you know, they're gangsters. What do you expect? I mean, you know, they would have sucked the quintessence out of you if they were Nefendis. Well, let's see. But you have a good intuition. Let's just see when we get back in town.
Yeah. We'll get some real sleep first.
And Athena's like, okay, I got distracted way too much from my actual job, so I'll see you guys later.
Right. Cheers for a great game, man.
I mean, in character, Aline was saying that, not me.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Aline was like the one that says that, because I got shit to do. Aline was like the one that said I have to do some shit. So you guys rest. Let me know if you need backup.
All right.
Well, you know, on that, I could actually play on. I don't mind. In fact, I'd be happy to. But that does seem like a reasonable place to
Yeah, it's a good place to start.
think about leaving it.
Yeah, I need to stop myself. So
Okay, so to end it, the heroes, after journeying through the holes beneath the crust of the earth, beneath the necropolis where the dead lie, they found out some truths and got some closure with some things, albeit with more truths come more questions, and with more questions come more answers that lead to even more questions. Stay tuned next time to see where their paths lead, as at least one of them is going to go back to a certain power plant that's being built to end his own debt. But for now, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Have pleasant dreams as always. See you next time.